यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदा नन्दन व्रज जन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदा नन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधे जय राधा रासबिहारी राधे जय गौरांगी बैंगलोरीश्वर गौरांगी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय अनंत देव जय निताय चैतन्य जय निताय चैतन्य निताय चैतन्य जय निताय चैतन्य जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य स्तोत्र शत। His Divine Grace, Labhai Charanaravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की जय। ISKCON founder Acharya, BBD founder Acharya, savior of the whole universe, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Stotara Shata. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्री हरदास ठाकुर की जय. जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षट गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय. मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय. श्री क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. द्वारिका धाम की जय. गंगा माई की जय. जमुना माई की जय. कावेरी माई की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. तुलसी महारानी की जय. समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. नताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories and glories and glories and glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्गायतेन गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्. हरि ओम तत्सत्. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion, where we're going to be discussing, or rather continue our discussion from the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Allow me to display my so we continue our discussion from the Chapter 21, chapter titled Instructions by Prithu Maharaj, and we are reading the shloka number 39. Interesting shloka. I always keep telling that very interesting shloka, and then I realize that every shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam is interesting and every shloka is very important for us. So allow me to share my screen. Yes, I think my screen is seen. Yat seva yashaya guhasya swarat viprapriyastu satti kamam ishvara tad eva tad dharma parair vinita sarvatmana brahma kulam nishevatyam. Yat seva yesha guhashaya swarat viprapriyastu sti kamam ishvara tadeva tad dharma parer vinita sarvatmana brahma kulam nisha evatam. Yat seva shesha guhaya swarat viprapriyastu santi kamam ishvara tad eva tad dharma parer vinita sarvatmana brahma kulam nish evatyam. What translation? Yat, whose, sevaya, by serving, ashesha, unlimited, goha asya, dwelling within the hearts of everyone, swarat, but still fully independent, viprapriya, very dear to the brahmanas and vaishnavas, tusyati, become satisfied, kamam, of desire, Ishvara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that, eva, certainly, tad dharma para, by following the footsteps of the Lord, vinita, by humbleness, sarvatmana, in all respects, Brahma Kulam, the descendants of Brahmana and Vaishnavas. Nishveyatam, always being engaged in their service. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is everlasting, independent, and whose existence in everyone's heart, is very pleased with those who follow his footsteps and engage without reservation in the service of the descendants of Brahmana and Vaishnavas. For he is always dear to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and they are always dear to him. Purport: it is said that the Lord is most pleased when he sees one engaged in the service of his devotees. He does not need any service from anyone because he is complete. But it is in our own interest to offer all kinds of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These services can be offered to the Supreme Person not directly but through the service of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Srila Narottam Das Thakur sings Charya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Paiche Keva, which means that unless one serves the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, one cannot get liberation from the material clutches. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says, Yasha Prasada Bhagavad Prasada. By satisfying the senses of the spiritual master, one can satisfy the senses of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, this behavior is not only mentioned in the scriptures, but also followed by the Acharyas. Prithu Maharaj advised his citizens to follow the exemplary behavior of the Lord himself and thus engage in the service of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport to Canto 4 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto is titled The Creation of the Fourth Order. Chapter 21 titled Instructions of Prithu Maharaj, and we are reading text number 39. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapta Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very interesting conversation which is happening, and this is led by Vidura. Vidura is asking for more details, and Vidura is always very, very eager and very inquisitive about hearing the holy name of the Lord, hearing about the pastimes of the Lord. Just to give you a little recap, there's a very powerful message from Prithu Maharaj as to how to be a good citizen and serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 2 chapters earlier to this, the Lord appeared in the sacrificial Indra, where he showed both Indra as well as Prithu Maharaj how to give up their false ego. Both of them gave up their false ego. Indra actually goes to fall at the lotus feet of Prithu Maharaj because he has committed an offense at the lotus feet of a wonderful devotee. Though it's a Satyavesha avatar, but here in the chapter it is shown as a great, wonderful devotee because who's trying to perform Ashwamedha Yajna. And Indra doesn't allow him to perform the Ashwamedha Yajna, the 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. He doesn't allow him to complete. Lord Brahma comes and requests Prithu Maharaj saying that, give it up, don't worry, you got the benefit of doing 100 Ashwamedha Yagya, despite not completing them. And Prithu Maharaj follows the instructions of the Vaishnavas. So this is a quality. Brahma's instructions are followed by Prithu Maharaj. He doesn't say, why should I give it up? Why should I, feel defeated by Indra? No, I'm nonetheless. But he gives it up and he says, okay, whatever you advise me, Brahma. And Brahma is, gave this instruction to basically stop the fight. And Prithu Maharaj accepts it very gracefully. And then at the fire sacrificial arena, there appears the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. And followed by Lord Vishnu, Indra is coming behind him, hiding actually, because he was feeling very ashamed of his activities that he had done of stealing the horse in the dress of a sannyasi, so which is absolutely wrong. So Prithu Maharaj greets Indra, who tries to fall at the lotus feet of Prithu Maharaj. He lifts him up and gives him an embrace. And the Lord is very happy that Prithu Maharaj's behavior, a Vaishnava quality, is performed here. And he's very, very happy with the behavior of Prithu Maharaj. And he gives him the instructions to go ahead and then rule the kingdom very well, and then leaves for his abode, Vaikuntha. And as it said, Vidura wants to hear more and more about the pastimes of the Lord. And in this particular chapter and this particular shlokas, the previous two shlokas were very nice, 37 and 38. So Prithu Maharaj appreciates all those who are in the service of the Lord, which is very, very important. He gives instructions himself saying that you should serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you have to make your life successful, this is the only mantra. Supreme Personality of God is the only shelter for all the human beings, and so on and so forth. So the previous two shlokas, shloka number 37, which was very nicely explained by His Grace Veer Krishna Prabhu yesterday, it talks about the qualities of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and how to grow the creeper and how to protect the creeper. Very important, very easy for you to plant a creeper. The creeper starts, but then there are so many other, weeds that start attacking your creeper, Bhakti Lata creeper, and how do you really protect it? And 38 spoke about the opulence of the Lord. And how is the opulence earned and how to respect. So it says how to earn the opulence by service of the Lord, and how to respect and worship the Brahmanas. And we have to learn from the Lord himself. Here Prithu Maharaj is himself teaching. Satyavash Avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Lord himself. And this is evidenced in the words of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Here in the shloka it says the Lord is Swarat, sitting in everybody's heart. The Lord is pleased to see us engaged in the service of Brahmanas and Vaishyas. They are Vaishnavas. They are the medium to serve the Lord. Actually, we have no qualification to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is where Prithu Maharaj is very clearly giving this instruction, saying that you have to serve the Lord through Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. And here it's said, how independent the Lord is. He does not need to take any knowledge from anybody else. He is the cause of all causes. This is what is very clearly said. That can be seen in the first shloka of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter. Janmadiyasyato Nadvat Itrahas Chaturvesha Abhijanam Swarat. It says, "O my Lord," this is the prayer offered by Shukadev Goswami. He says, "O my Lord Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all creations, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universe. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent." This is very important. Please understand that he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. He is the only one who first imparted the Vedic knowledge in the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. And as one is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in the fire or land seen on water, only because of him. So I'll repeat this. I meditate upon Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and primeval cause of all causes of creation, sustenance, and destructions in the manifested universe. So this is a manifested universe, and Krishna, Vasudeva, is son of Vasudev, is the cause of all causes. And he's absolutely independent. And further, it says, it is only because of him do the material world, material universes temporarily manifest by the reactions of the three modes of material nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. This is what Srila Prabhupada very clearly says, that Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. And again in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, very nice shloka, Matta Parataram Nanyat Kischit Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. It says, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Krishna himself says this. And everything rests upon me as pearls are strung around the thread. Everything is revolving around me. Krishna says this. And in all our activities, we should target it towards Krishna. Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Right? Again in 4.14 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Namama karmani limpanti, name karma phalasparam, itimam yo bhajanti, karma bhirna sa bhadyate. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of the action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of the world. The devotees are a part of this material world, but they never getting entangled into it because they do not aspire for the fruit of the action. Whatever they do, they say Vasudevam Sarvamiti, or I offer it to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or they understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead is everything, and they don't get entangled into fruitive reactions of the work. In the shloka also it says Ashesha Guha, that is, he's sitting in everyone's heart. He's sitting quietly, he is sitting in the heart of everyone. And he's pleased with everyone who serves the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas. Yeah, Krishna himself says that I am very happy with those people who serve Vaishnavas and Brahmanas. And who is a Vaishnava? Very simple question. One who wears a tilak, one who wears a dhoti or a kurta, he becomes a Vaishnava? No. If I sum it up in a very short sentence, it says Vaishnava is a person who serves Lord Vishnu without expecting anything in return. And he does this out of pure love. Very simple understanding of who is a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is a person who serves the Supreme Lord Vishnu without expecting anything in return. And it is done out of love. So today, if I decide to serve Lord Vishnu and say, please give me opulence, then I'm not a Vaishnava. If I go and tell him that, give me a good family, then I'm not a Vaishnava because I'm expecting something in return. And I'm not doing it out of pure love. The day comes when we serve the Supreme Personality of God purely out of love. And then we say, whatever you, Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. Whatever you decide for me, I'm absolutely fine with that. Once that kind of an understanding comes to a devotee, he becomes a Vaishnava. Till such time, yeah, we can call that. There's also a definition that Sri Prabhupada says that a person who chants the holy name of the Lord even once becomes a Vaishnava. So I'm not contradicting that statement. We start becoming Vaishnava the moment that you take up to bhakti, the moment you chant the holy name of the Lord even once, and you become a Vaishnava. But he continues the path of journey to be a Vaishnava till the time that he serves the Lord without any expectation in return, and it is out of pure love, pure bhakti. Yeah? It comes over a period of time. It comes by training, it comes by hearing, it comes by chanting, it comes by association and looking at the other Vaishnavas who are serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now going into who's a Brahmana? Who's a Brahmana? Brahmana is a Brahma Gnananti iti Brahmana. Brahma Jananti iti Brahmana. It's a Sanskrit phrase. It means that one who knows Brahman, Brahman is absolute truth or Brahma. He's a Brahmana. And it emphasizes that being a Brahmana is about spiritual knowledge and realization, not just birth. Somebody who's born in a Brahmana family by default does not become a Brahmana. It is not just by birth. And it is also explained in the scriptures like Skanda Purana and Mukunda Upanishad. It also signifies a person who understands the spiritual essence of reality, distinguishing them by qualities, guna, and the actions, the karmas, rather than hereditary caste. Even if there's a person who's born in a Chandala family, and the lowest of the families that we can think of, if he is able to distinguish them by guna and karma, then he becomes a Brahmana. Yeah. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a very nice word. It says, Atibo Jahara Mukhatare Krishna Nam. Once somebody utters the name of Krishna, we should offer him our respects. Anybody who says Hare Krishna to you on the way while you're walking, you're on the train, you're on the flight, or you're walking anywhere, or you're just crossing, the path, if somebody says Hare Krishna, then we should offer our respects to that person because he's a Vaishnava. He even once, Atibo Jahara Mukhe Tare Krishna. Even once, if somebody chants the holy name of the Lord, he becomes a Vaishnava. And who are Vaishnavas and Brahmanas? Vaishnavas and Brahmanas are the guide to the society in reaching out to the Lord. You can't reach out to the Lord directly. But I can take another example, but then it may not actually correlate the example. It may not, but I'm just giving you a very mundane kind of an example. If you have to reach out to the Prime Minister of a country, you should go through the protocol. The protocol officers know the schedule of the Prime Minister, know which date he is likely to come, what time he is likely to come, when is he available. And when you try to reach out to the Prime Minister through the protocol officers, then only you can reach out to the Prime Minister. Otherwise, nobody cares for you. You can't just go ahead at the gate of the Prime Minister's house and say, I want to meet the Prime Minister and they love you. No, it doesn't happen that way. So Vaishnavas and Brahmanas are the guide of the society in reaching out to the Lord. And Krishna says in this word, I'm Swarat. I'm absolutely independent. Again, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Canto 9, 4th chapter, 63rd verse, Krishna, it is said, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Aham Bhakta Paradhino, Hayas Mantra Eva Dvija, Sadhur Vaigrastardayo, Bhaktir Bhakta Jana Priya. The translation to this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead said that to Brahmana, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only within the cores of their heart. What to speak of my devotees, even those who are devotees of my devotees, they are very dear to me. So Krishna is so merciful here, he doesn't say that, okay, you become my devotee and then I will sit in your heart or, I'll be present there with you. He says, even if you are a devotee of my devotee, you are very dear to me. So all the demigods, so in this shloka, he says, I'm under control of my Bhaktir Bhakta Janapriya. Yeah, they are very dear to me. And it says, Sadhubir Grasta Hridayo. That means I sit in the core of their hearts. So all the demigods are under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the Lord is under the control of his devotees. Why do we say that? Well, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. The only desire is how to serve the Lord. When somebody has this desire, the Supreme Lord, this is the reason that the Lord is under the control of the devotees. Because the devotees' desire, see, demigods have other desires. They may have a lot of other requirements and desires to go through. But devotees of the Lord do not have any other desire. The only desire is to serve the Lord, the Supreme Lord. And that's the reason that the Lord is under the control of the devotees. And one needs to know that one cannot be released from the material entanglement without becoming the devotee of the Supreme Lord or the devotee of the devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, Gopi Bharatur Padakamalayur Das Dasanudas. This is our process. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a devotee. He came as a devotee to show us the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He came and he gave the saying that Gopi Bharatur Padakamalayo Das Dasanudas. This is our process. We don't approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna directly. We must begin our journey, we must begin our service to Krishna by serving the devotees of the Lord. And who's Krishna's servant or who's Krishna's devotee? One who becomes servant of another servant. Such a nice link it is, We become devotees of another devotee or servants of another devotee. And who's that devotee? He's also a servant of another devotee. So that is the chain that Krishna accepts and appreciates for us to go. If we look at it, Brahma, Narada, Shukadeva, Vyasadeva, all these are direct servants. We have no qualification to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Do we have the qualities like Narada Muni to keep chanting the holy name of the Lord 24 hours? No. Do we have the quality like Shukadeva Goswami to speak, Srimad Bhagavatam 7 days, 7 nights continuously without even looking at it? While I'm talking to you, I'm also looking at my laptop to give you the class because I've made some points. So I'm just comparing that our memory is not so sharp. We are talking all about one shloka and maybe taking references from multiple shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and various other Puranas. But Shukadev Goswami, when he spoke about Srimad Bhagavatam, he spoke continuously for 7 days and 7 nights without a break to Parikshit Maharaj. Can we do that? No, we have no qualification to be a direct devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahmaji, the Srishtikarta, can we do that? No. Vyasadeva, who wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, can we write? No. We are in no comparison to the great direct devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or great direct servants of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is why we should become the servant of the servant of the servant. Because that is where the knowledge comes. It is getting simplified. And in the Mangalarti, every time we sing, Yasya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada. By serving the Guru, by serving the Vaishnavas, you can get the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And following the instructions of the devotees of the Lord is more important than following the Lord himself. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, 4th chapter, 68th verse, it says, Sadhavo hridayam mahayam, sadhunam hridayam tvaham, mad anyatte na nananti, naham tabyo magam api. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I'm always in the heart of my pure devotees. My devotees do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anything else but them. Such a beautiful, revelation that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is making. Saying that, no, I don't know anything other than my devotees, and my devotees don't know anything other than me. That's the relationship of the Lord and the devotees. It is a it is the relationship between the Bhakta and the Bhagavan, very nicely shown here. And again, in Bhagavad Gita 9.26, it says, very, very simple process of how to become devotee. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachanti. Tadaham bhakti upahartam asnani prayatmana. So he says, if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, or a fruit or water, I will accept it. Krishna does not need formality. He doesn't say that Chapan Bhog mujhe roj khilao. No. To become a devotee, start simple. To become a devotee, be simple. And to continue to be a devotee, continue to be very simple. Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't make anything for Krishna. You're not Sanatan Goswami who says, whatever roti I've made you ask, you eat. I can't go and, get salt for you. I can't go get ghee from you. I can't make 56 chapan bhog. We can't be like that. They are a level different apart from us. But yes, whatever we make at home, whatever we cook at home, please offer it to Supreme Personality of God with love. That is more important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually snatches the prasadam from devotees. And he did not look at the great opulent food offered to him without being offered to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's the quality. That if a prasadam is seen, then you should take it. But then don't eat anything which is not offered to the Supreme Personality of God. Krishna, in a very nice pastime, Krishna is accepting the leaves, the banana leaves offered by Vidura's wife. Yeah, we all know they have this, they're seeing each other and she peels the leaves of the banana leaves and gives him banana leaves fruit and he's enjoying it. She's keeping away the banana, actually throwing away the banana fruit. He did not realize what she's giving and she did not realize what she is giving her. That's the love between the devotee and the Lord. Bhakta and Bhagwan, that is the relationship. There's another very nice pastime where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is invited by Jagadananda Pandit for a feast. And after a beautiful feast, a wonderful feast, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very happy. And Jagadananda Pandit is asking him, what should I do? How should I become a devotee? So very simple instruction is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagadananda Pandit that Krishna Namera Krishna and Vaishnava Seva, nothing else. So he says, serve the Krishna Nam and serve the Vaishnavas and nothing else. You don't need to do anything. And the Lord is pleased in the service of the descendants of Brahmanas. Now, this is also very nicely given in this, very nice Vaishnava song which is offered. Shuddha Bhaktata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula Bhaktara Seva Paramasiddhi Prema Liti Karamula. The dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotees, enthusiastic devotional service and service of the pure devotees of the Lord, pure devotees of the highest order are the roots of creeper of devotion. Yeah, and the next line says, Tadera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas Janme Janme Hai Ei Abhilash. To serve the Lord and his servants in the association of devotees is the only object of a pure, unalloyed devotee. So devotees should always think of only serving the Lord. We should always aspire to be in the association of the devotees and follow the instructions of the acharyas in our parampara. It is only service. And then Narad Muni, actually there's this nice story of Chitraketu Maharaj. He's lamenting. Chitraketu Maharaj was a very qualified, very well-learned, well-read devotee of the Lord. But then he was also, lamenting on the fleshy body of his son who lie dead in front of him. And Narad Muni comes and gives him the knowledge saying that this body is temporary. Don't lament over it. And here it shows that Vaishnavas and Brahmanas go everywhere. That's the quality of the Vaishnavas. They go everywhere to liberate the fallen souls. Narad Muni is not just going for a pastime here and there. He travels all through the universe in different planetary systems. What does he do? He only liberates the fallen souls. He made wonderful disciples like Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. There's so many of them. There's a very strong statement that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, those who serve me and not my devotees will never get liberated. Think of this. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says this. And he gives this instructions to Sanatana Goswami saying that kindness to all living entities and Vaishnava Seva is the only religion. This is direct instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. Kindness to all living entities and Vaishnava Seva is the only religion. And once one becomes free from all the offenses, then one could become a devotee. That is a very simple logic. Vaishnava Aparad is the worst thing that one can really have. And what happens when we do Vaishnava Aparad? There are many stories that we can really think of. In Vaishnava Aparad, very popular ones are Durvasa Muni. We've all heard of Amrish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni's story, that Durvasa Muni, being great Muni, still offended Amrish Maharaj, and Sudarshan Chakra followed him all through the planetary systems. And finally, it says that you have to go and beg the mercy or forgiveness from Amrish Maharaj, and finally Sudarshan Chakra retrieved or retracted himself only after Durvasa Muni falls at the feet of Amrish Maharaj and begs apologies. And on the contrary, Amrish Maharaj is a great devotee, so he says, no, Munivar, you have not done any fault. And he in turn offers obeisances to Durvasa Muni. The other story is of Ramchandra Khan, who actually plants a Vaishya to disturb Haridas Thakur. And when Nityananda Prabhu realizes that Ramchandra Khan has done this, he curses and his life is ruined. There's another very nice story. Maybe in the interest of time, I may not be able to take all the stories, but I'll run through all the stories. Gopala Chapala. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cursed tens and millions of births to suffer horrible, painful condition of life. He was contracted by leprosy because he actually did this Vaishnava Aparad against Srivas Thakur, and he spoke something which was not really nice. Then we've all heard of the mad elephant offense. You may be cultivating your bhakti for ages together, for years together. It is like, cultivating a very nice garden. And one day you bring in a mad elephant and leave that mad elephant in the garden which you've cultivated for so many years, and it's a beautiful garden. So Vaishnava Aparad is like a mad elephant coming into a beautiful garden and ruining it. So Vaishnava Aparad, if we commit so many years of our life where we have been practicing bhakti, can be ruined in seconds, can be ruined in minutes. So always avoid any kind of Vaishnava Aparad. There's another very nice story of Devananda Pandit. He was also, he was criticizing Srivas Thakur, the great Vaishnava, and then he suffers from leprosy, and he's banished from the village, and he stays outside. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that you've done something very wrong by offending a Vaishnava, so you will never get liberated. Then there is the story of Jada Bharat, where we saw that Mother Kali herself comes to protect Jada Bharat, or Bharat Maharaj, who's in form of Jada Bharat in the next lifetime, when the dacoits are trying to give him Bali, and she chases away the dacoits and then saves him. And then there is another one of Ramchandra Puri, that the criticism led to material desires. So there are many Vaishnava Aparad stories that we find. Finally, very important is how do we recover from Vaishnava Aparad? And if we have offended somebody, we should do our best with these few things that, which I can now talk about, is try not to repeat this offense again, which is the worst thing that we can do. Beg forgiveness with sincere heart, falling at the feet of the person that we've offended. Go and just hold their lotus feet, saying that I'm sorry I've offended you. And then wholeheartedly serve the person that we've offended with words and deeds, and glorify the person that we've offended. This is one of the best quality that devotees can practice, saying that if you've offended a devotee, just go on glorifying his service to the Lord, his service to the society, his service to the devotees. And that way, we can actually one can recover from the Vaishnava Aparad that we have committed. And the fourth one is never forget that we had offended somebody, and that we could do it again. Always be very, very careful. Don't do that again. Also, another way of atonement is to increase our service to them and take association from them. And remain in Krishna consciousness following the process of devotional service. That's one way of recovering from the Vaishnava aparadha that we have committed. Last but not the least, but the very important one is chant Hare Krishna very, very sincerely. So this can help somebody recover from the Vaishnava aparadha that we have committed. Very, very important. Yeah. So we should continue to ensure that we become devotees of the devotees of the devotee. So don't try to be the topmost devotee. Be the servant, the menial servant, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Kopir Bhartur Padakamaleo Das Dasanudas. Don't try to be the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Try to be servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and be the last one in the queue. So that's the quality that one needs to really develop. And Prithu Maharaj, through his own instructions and through his own behavior, is teaching his whole praja that you should all become devotees and you should ensure that we serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead incessantly. I will close the discussion here. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And if there are any comments or if there are any corrections, please go and make the corrections and the comments. I'll be happy to accept them. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad, Govardhan Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah, thanks for very, very wonderful. That gives a lot of information regarding the Vaishnavas. Prabhu, like just at the end when you were explaining regarding the Vaishnava Aparadha and how to approach, I feel I lost the last 2, 3 because I think I don't know, my internet was problem. I couldn't hear you. Could you please the last 3 points?
So there are totally 7 points which I jotted down. There are many more, but then these are 7 points that I would repeat for my own benefit. Is that if we have offended somebody, then we should try our best. The first point is not to repeat that offense, not to repeat it again. Second is to beg forgiveness with sincere heart, falling at the feet of the person whom we have offended. Third is wholeheartedly serve that person that whom we have offended with words and deeds, and also glorify that person whom we have offended. Fourth one is never forget that we offended someone and that we could do that again, and always be very careful about it, saying that I should not offend anybody else. Fourth one is increase our service to them and with them, serving them as well as whatever seva that they are doing, increase that. Remain in Krishna consciousness and follow the process of devotional service. And seventh one, which I said is the last one, but not the least, but the most important one, is chant Hare Krishna more sincerely. So these are the 7 points that can help us get atonement from the offense, the Vaishnava aparadha that we have done, and which can help us go back into our spiritual life.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's now clear, Prabhu.
Yes. Thank you very much. I thank the temple management for giving me this opportunity to speak today on the subject, a wonderful subject that we have been hearing for a couple of weeks, and the qualities of Prithu Maharaj and how he wants all his praja to take up the Krishna consciousness nicely. And we should enumerate, we should also learn as to how Prithu Maharaj wants his praja to be Krishna conscious, and that's the way that we should also become devotees. Remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. That's how it is. So we'll end the session here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patita nam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo nama. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. हरे कृष्ण.